Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Rose, and today I have a very highly requested video. I'm showing you guys my teacher-friendly makeup routine. Throughout the course of my channel, this routine has changed so many times, and I must say that this is a routine that I wouldn't just classify as teacher-friendly or my work makeup, but this is something that I have honestly done for the last 5 months every single day, unless it's like a special event. And so there are two major things that have changed in my makeup routine, and that is that I no longer use liquid foundation. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or if it's too messy, but I have completely stopped using liquid foundation for the past 5 months, and I have only been using a powder foundation. So you're gonna see this foundation in action in a little bit, but this is the NYX Stay Matte but Not Flat. I have it in the color 5, but I think that this has just made a huge difference in my routine. My skin looks softer, it doesn't look cakey, it's a lot more natural. And again, powder foundation is just so much easier to apply than liquid foundation, especially in the morning. You don't have to worry about going and wetting a sponge. And the second thing that is different is that I'm using just only brushes. In the past, I have done this on my channel, but again, for the last couple of months, I have only been using brushes for my makeup routine. It's a lot easier, a lot faster. The video is a voiceover, so I'm going to be explaining the process as I apply all of my products, but this routine is 10 minutes, possibly less, depending on how quickly you can blend, but it is by far the easiest makeup routine that I have used, and it is just my favorite for every day and getting out the door quickly. So I hope that you guys enjoy. I will show you all of the products and also list everything in the description bar. And don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna put my name right here. It's Amanda Rose Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. I've already moisturized, so we're going straight in with concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-sculpting concealer in the color light beige. And then I'm also using a different concealer that has a little bit more pink in it. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, and I'm using this in medium peach. This is just going to cancel out any discoloration that I have around my mouth. And also I have some redness on my forehead, so I'm going to apply that there as well. Again, the whole point of this makeup routine is to be easy and quick. So now I'm going to go in with this big Morphe brush. I'm not sure the number, but I'll definitely list it in the description box. And I'm just blending out my concealer. I have put on such thin layers of the concealer. So this is just to add some type of coverage, just because as my tan wears off and now we're getting into the colder winter months, I do have a lot more discoloration on my face, as opposed to, I felt like the tan covered a lot of that up, or at least made my skin closer to one color. So I'm just putting this under my eye, sides of my nose, mostly just for under my eye, just so that I can look awake. Especially if this was at 5:30 in the morning, I would look so tired. So once that's all blended out, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline loose powder. You all have seen this before. I'm using it in the color light. I always flip it over and just get some on the cap of the lid or the top of the lid. Then I'm using this small little brush and I'm just applying it under my eye. Usually in my past videos, you would have seen me apply this with a sponge, but the sponge just packs on way too much powder. So even applying it with a brush is going to give you a much lighter application, and I've noticed that my under eyes look less cakey like this because it's not picking up as much powder. Then going into the powder foundation, I showed you guys this earlier, the NYX Stay Matte but Not Flat, and I'm using a pretty decent sized powder brush, and I'm going to apply this all over. Now this is the exact color of my skin, and so for me it's a little pale. I would have preferred something a little darker, but it will work better for me, especially in December and also January. So I'm just putting this all over. It's hard to see because of my lighting, but it is a, I would say, light to medium coverage. You can still see my freckles, but they're not as dark, and my skin is just even. That is ultimately the goal of makeup like this, is just to keep your skin looking fresh and natural. I apply a little bit on the higher parts of my eye, but I leave my eyelids alone. That's on purpose because I wanted to have some color on my lid, and also it's going to make your makeup look a lot more natural. Then I'm going in with this La Mercier Baked bronzer in the color 3. And I'm using a little bit more of a tapered brush, and I'm going to apply this to give myself some color. So I'm going to start on my forehead, and then I'll also bring it onto my cheeks, and I'll put it a little bit in the contour of my cheek, but the goal is mostly on top of my cheek to give my skin some color, again, because I mentioned that I wish that foundation was just a little bit darker. So I'm applying this in all of the major places, also on the top of my nose, the bridge of my nose mostly, which is where you would naturally catch the sun, and also just a little bit under my neck. So once I have applied that all over my face and where I would like it to be, I'm then going to contour, but so little. I kind of just need contour, or I should say I like the look of contour. So I'm using this Tarte palette that you all have seen so many times, and I'm just going in the contour or in the hollows of my cheeks. It looks a little dark now, but we're going to blend it out. And also just a little bit on the sides of my nose and a dusting on my forehead. Also going to go under the chin, and I also like going under the lip there as well. So don't worry about being 100% perfect, because we're going to go back and we're going to blend everything. Now I've chosen to use this Wet n Wild highlighter. This is the gold one. I'll put the exact color down below, but I'm just applying this on my cheek. I showed you both of those because I always alternate between the gold one or the pink one. Really depends honestly on my outfit. So because I have more of a warm tone sweater on, I just chose to go with the gold. But I apply this on all of the high points of my face, also on my forehead. I have also put some on my nose, and then you'll also see me apply just a little bit on the inner portion of my eye. Not too much, literally just on the inner portion. Then I'm going to move on to blush. So if you see, I'm just going and grabbing. This is exactly how I would do it in the morning. This is Benefit's Instain in the color Swiss Dot. This is supposed to be a long-wearing powder blush. It is so pigmented. And so as you see here, I am going to apply it, and then I'm going to go and blend it out. It does look a lot harsher on camera than it did in person, but either way, then I'm just showing you here. Sometimes I'll alternate in that e.l.f. palette, the dark one, when I'm going for more pink tones. I'm going in with the same brush that I used to apply the powder foundation, and I'm going over everything. What I did with the bronzer, with the contour, with the blush, with the highlighter. You really want everything to seem the same. And so what you're going to see here is that I just went back and forth, actually cut it out because my husband was walking around not fully dressed. So I applied some of the blush on my nose as well, and then I just went back in and I just blended it out. Then we're going straight into our brows. This is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in dark brunette. So just fill in your eyebrows. I'm doing this really messily. I create a line underneath both of my brows first. Then I'll go in and I will try to draw in the direction that my brow hairs are growing. So I will flick my arm going from the bottom to the top when I'm in the front part of my brow, and then a little bit more sideways when I go towards the end portion of my brow. So I just alternate back and forth, and I'm just filling in gaps, but I'm not making my brows perfect. This is not the opportunity to give yourself a stark, harsh brow. This is just to frame your face. I, again, am going for the more natural look, so I'm just filling them in until I like them, and then you'll see in a few, I will then move on to a Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Pencil, which is just going to hold my brows in place. Now moving on to misting my face, I'm just going to use this Garnier face mister. It has like a rose scent. I really like this. This is probably my third time repurchasing it and just spraying that all over my face. Ideally in the morning, I would let it dry completely and then like probably make my coffee, brush my teeth, and then go back to my mascara. But for the sake of the video, I'm applying mascara right after. And I'm just going to be using this Lancome Hypnose Drama mascara. I like it a lot because it's really dark and it gives a lot of volume to the lashes without having to apply so much mascara. So I just do a few light coats over both sides and then I'm good to go. I don't really go too hard with the mascara. It's really a pain to take off so many times at night. And so I just apply a little bit just to give my eyes a little bit of color, just to make my lashes stand out. And it will also make you look so much more awake. And then I am pretty much done. I don't apply anything on my lips anymore, and I don't apply anything on my eyes. My lips, I will walk out of the door with chapstick. That is my go-to. If not chapstick, then lip gloss. And that is the final look. So easy, teacher friendly, everyday friendly. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video.